day. Thanks for joining us. Please kindly share. We have a lot to discuss about today. For those of you that are live with me at the moment, kindly share, please. Let's get to about 50 before we proceed, please. Kindly share. There's a lot to talk about today, please. Kindly share, please. Initially, we were about 40 or 35. Please kindly share before we discuss what we have on the screen today. And equally, there is a number to reach us on, which is 074 058 72717. You can equally check on the page. The number to reach us on is on the page as well. If you're calling from Nigeria, you need to add +4 4740 587 2717. Please kindly share. Please kindly share. Good day, everyone. Good day. Thanks for joining in. We're about 23. We're almost 40 at the time when the page started. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be discussing about the things that will be taking place in our country, Nigeria. Nigeria is a great country. There's no doubt about that. It's just that those that are in the seat of authority, they are the ones making life difficult for Nigerians. And that's basically what it is. At the moment, there are some revelations that came out regarding the activities of soldiers. The statement made by Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos State Governor, and the way Bola Ahmed Tinubu also made some statements which was quite confusing and annoying to some persons, saying that the way he made such statements was not a brilliant thing. We want to start with Sanwo-Olu, Lagos State Governor. At the initial start, when this NSAS protest started, when he was questioned, asked by Nigerians what actually happened, the governor of Lagos State actually said he was not aware that soldiers went to destabilize the NSAS protest at the Lekki Gate. But it got to a point when Nigerians was actually agitating that the truth must come out. They want to know what the truth is. And it happened so luckily for Nigerians, DJ Switch was actually live broadcasting exactly what happened at Lekki Toll Gate. So I do not understand, and I see no reason why the Lagos State Governor said, and people in authority would say that they were all Photoshop. I don't get it. A live broadcast. I've never seen I've never seen anything like a live broadcast being photoshopped. It has never happened. You know, it is something you see while on live, and they can equally confirm from Twitter, they can confirm from Instagram and Facebook to help them to detect what is Photoshop and what is a live broadcast. You can't Photoshop live broadcast. It's something that happens instantly. It's something you're seeing happening. So there's no way it can be photoshopped. That aside, when the American Tinubu had an interview, Sanwo-Olu had an interview, a phone call interview, he said that he wasn't aware that he was not aware that soldiers actually went to toll gate, Lekki toll gate, to shoot at protesters who were actually doing their bid by protesting peacefully. And he denied the fact that he was the one that ordered the soldiers to go to the Lekki toll gate. But at the same time, from the interview he granted, he said again, the first one he denied he was never aware of anything as such. That the second interview he granted, he said, information reaching them was that it was as if there was some, they needed to tell those protesting at the Lekki toll gate to go home. There was going to be a curfew. So he was the one that now called. The same person that denied ever speaking to the soldiers is the same Sanwo-Olu that is saying that he did call them to try and tell the protesters to go back to their various homes because of the curfew, which was around 9 p.m. But he is so surprised that the soldiers got there at about 7 p.m. in the evening. And it was at that point, because the interview he had with the American embassy became very difficult for him to deceive the Western world, in the fact that he has to come straight, he has to come clean. It was at that instant he accepted, yes, I did put a call through to, we contacted the military, and the military that they contacted was the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army. You know, they actually accepted that, yes, they went to that spot. But the bad thing about it is that who ordered the killing? Who ordered the shooting? And the first interview, Sanwo-Olu was like somebody at the top. And who is at the top? Because it's your own state. For the fact that you gave the instruction to the military to go straight to where the protesters were, which simply mean you gave the instruction. So if you are saying people at the top, gave the instruction, then who is at the top giving the instruction? Does that mean you don't have the right to govern your own state? Do you have to get instructions from someone else to govern your own state? That aside, Sanwo-Olu denied that the first time. He accepted later when he had an interview. And the military actually denied totally that they were never at the spot. They were never at the spot. So since Sanwo-Olu has come out to say, yes, I put a call through, there was a call, they needed to be at the spot where the protesters were at Lekki Toll Gate, in order for them to go home at 9 p.m. That was the earliest time I told them, the military men, to let them go maybe from 9 p.m. But he was surprised that the military people got there at 7:30 p.m. and he agreed that there was some shooting. You know, he agreed. But initially, the military never agreed that they even went there, talk less of even shooting. So what happened, there's a publication that just came out yesterday that the military have actually accepted that it was the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army that actually went to Lekki Toll Gate to do the shooting. They actually shot. And Sanwo-Olu claimed that it was only 2 people that died, that they went to the hospital, that everybody is doing well, these injuries are not too bad, they are all doing well, that there was no single blood stain on the floor, everything. Mr. Sanwo-Olu, you don't need to lie. There's blood everywhere. Even the Nigerian flags, they've been flying all around. There's blood everywhere. We still have people in the hospital who are still in critical condition. So I don't understand why he's saying there wasn't blood anywhere. There's blood everywhere. There was blood everywhere. And that's for the fact that the Nigerian army have actually accepted now that they actually went there. But they should equally accept the fact that they were the ones shooting, and at the same time, they killed several people, not just 2. That someone said the 2 people. No, not 2. We have a case in hand now of the woman in Abia State that the son died, but the adopted mother here is in UK here. The boy Anthony Okechukwu, he died. The corpse is somewhere because they don't want the government to come and grab hold of the corpse and say, nothing like that. No, the corpse is still there. So the government should stop pretending as if nothing has happened, as if nothing, no corpse. No, a lot of people die. DJ Sweet, what has she done? What wrong has she done? Why are they saying she's lying? How can you be lying when you are doing a live broadcast? Just the way I am now, I'm doing a live broadcast. How can somebody come and say this is Photoshop? When you can see me talking, I am moving my hand. It's not as if I'm static. You know, it's quite annoying to hear that the government is saying things like this. And at the same time, the information also breaching is that I read from Reno Mokri on his Twitter handle that a lot of Nigerians, some Nigerians have been called and be asked that they want to give them tips to keep their mouth shush, to shut up their mouth. That they were given the sum of 5 million. But the bad part of it is that these people actually called Reno Mokri to let him know that this is what's happening to them. And they are even surprised that they don't know how the government got their phone numbers that they called them on. So if you want to doubt this, you can go to Reno Omokri's Twitter handle. You will see the publication on his handle. But they are asking how come these people, government officials, got their phone number and giving them money for them to keep their mouth shut, not to say nothing about what's going on. So another thing I actually want to talk about and deliberate about is the response from the man that calls himself the Jagbaban of Lagos State, Tinubu. He came out when he was giving an interview and he never showed any form of remorse, any form of pity or empathy for those that have lost their life in the Lekki Tollgate saga. The only thing he said was that those victims will have questions to answer. Is it saying to me that people that died doesn't matter to him, or those that have injuries doesn't matter to him? The only thing that matters to him is for him to flex his muscles, to flex his power, to flex his authority. It's quite shameful and it's quite annoying. As a father, as an elderly person, he should also have the feeling that these are human beings. They are not animals. You know, he was questioned. He never said anything to, to give hope or encouragement to the victim of this Lekki Tollgate saga. It is a saga. It's a serious one. Some people have been maimed for life. A disability that will live with them for the rest of their life. And so people will ever have that emotional stress, emotional disorder that will remain in their life forever. Something that cannot go off their mind. It has to be something within them because it's an incident that happened that they never expected. It will remain a flashback. Each time they remember the incident that have happened when they were there. And it's not a good experience. It's not something one should be happy about. It's not something one should be proud about. It's something that you reflect on. It doesn't make you happy. There's a number on this on the screen. There's a number on the page. You can kindly put a call through if you need to say anything. So that's basically what it is. And the other thing we equally need to talk about is how are the soldiers going to respond? Who is to be held responsible or accountable for these activities of the SAS officers, of the soldiers that went to Lekki Tollgate to do the killing? And some families, they are still scared. They really don't want to come forth because they don't want to be they are scared of coming out to speak. For the fact that they're actually trying to give out people money to keep quiet and not to speak about the Lekki saga is really, really annoying. I really don't see why the government is trying to do things like this. The only thing they should be thinking is how to reach out to the families that have, that are victims in this, and how to console them, how to be of help to them, how to, to see ways to bring down, ameliorate their problems, their challenges, their trying time. So it's not the time for you to keep threatening people, and that is not acceptable. So I simply say to the government, the only thing you need to do is to bring back those people you think, some innocent people have been arrested owing to the fact that they took them among those that have gone to steal from the protest ground, of a truth for the thugs and the hoodlums who actually went out to destroy properties, who went to steal and destroy shops. That's totally unacceptable, because we have a lot of Nigerians, hardworking Nigerians. We have a lot of people that have equally gone to the banks to take loan. They've gone to friends and family to take loans to, to set up business for themselves, only for the business to end up being destroyed by these thugs, these hoodlums. And at the same time, you're bringing these people to ground zero. There's nothing for them to start up with. How are they going to start? So this protest that actually happened for the hoodlums, the reason why hoodlums had a way to actually raid and steal from shops and destroy break homes is because of government activity. If the government have not involved, if they have not involved these thugs, these hoodlums, to try and destabilize the NSAS protesters, they won't have the privilege, they won't have the opportunity to use that avenue to destroy people's shop, to destroy people's home. They will not have such an avenue. They gave them a leverage. There are videos that I've shared on this platform what actually happened in Abuja. You could see the man in a USV Jeep, RAV4 Jeep, showing people, the hoodlums, the thugs, with knife and dagger, showing them how to go about, driving out the NSAS protesters. He was directing them, well dressed with suits, directing these thugs on how to attack, on how to do things. If government officials, if they are not behind these thugs, they will not succeed in what they are doing. So the thugs, they took advantage of the fact that they have people behind them. That is why they were able to do what they were doing. So they took advantage of that to break into people's shop, to loot a lot of things from people's shop. And I bet you a lot of them cannot even recover from it. How do you explain to the bank that you took loan from and say my shop was broken into during the NSAS protest? I don't have money to pay for the loan I took. I can't even pay for the loan, to talk of paying for the interest that have accrued over a long time. So how do you tell the bank that? The bank wouldn't listen. That is not the bank's problem. And another thing I want you guys to know, how many Nigerians do take insurance when they have business? They seldom do. They seldom do. They rarely do that. Most of these businesses, they don't have insurance. And so how do those people start? The people that their shops were destroyed, the people that their shops they looted their shops, how will they start? They don't have insurance. So they're barely going to start from ground zero. So these are the things the government should think of, how to come in, to kind of see ways he can reduce the suffering of these individuals, that their shops have been destroyed, that their stores have been looted. Because actually a lot of people, they looted their pharmaceutical stores, they looted their drugs and everything. I don't even know what they want to use the drugs for. I don't know what they want to use the injection, the medicine, what they want to use it for. And you need prescription to use those drugs and medication that have been stolen from pharmaceutical shop. So we are appealing to the governments of the day to see how he can ameliorate the suffering of those whose shops have been destroyed, of those whose business have been totally destroyed, to see how they can help them with talking to bring their shop back, because they're actually struggling. Because like I said earlier on before, a lot of them actually took loans from bank to do their business. And those who were fortunate enough to have gotten money from friends and relatives, so are you going to go back to your relative and say, I need more money? It's difficult. So at this time, Nigerians, we all need to come together and see how we can help ourselves. And for those of you who have good platforms that can talk to people, I will appreciate, please, if you can use your platform to do GoFundMe for those people whose shops have been vandalized, whose shops have been destroyed and broken into, and those whose shops have been looted. I will appeal to people that can do that. If you can do a GoFundMe for those individuals, but we have to be careful and be sure that these are the people that their shops were actually looted or their offices were actually destroyed, that need help, that need people to really help them. So we are appealing to the government to kind of come to the aid of those whose shops have been destroyed, to see how they can be of help to them. Because it will be difficult for them to come to start afresh at this time. So I'll be expecting anyone to put a call through. In the next 5-10 minutes, I will be done. Just want to find out if anyone is going to put a call through. That's basically what it is at the moment. I'm expecting, if you guys need to put a call through, that will be fine. Okay, all right, thank you. So okay, we'll discuss. I'm just reading through the comments somebody has written. I will discuss that. That will be on another day. That will not be today. I just wanted to do a quick one because I needed to clarify some issues regarding what Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, said when he denied initially that there was no soldier. Later he admitted that soldiers were there, that he gave them the instruction to try and make the NSAS protester leave the scene by 9 p.m. But at the end of the day, the soldiers were there too early enough, around 7 p.m. to destabilize the whole scene by shooting. He admitted that it was the soldiers that shot. But how many people did they shoot? Who died and who did not die? What about those that are injured? How many are they? We've still not gotten account of those people that have actually, those that have died and those that got injured. But since Sanwo-Olu have now accepted that soldiers were there, though he did not admit at the initial time that he was the one that sent soldiers, where he said those in authority, those in power, the top people. But at the end of the day, the soldiers have come out. They too, they want to vindicate themselves. They actually said, yes, it was Sanwo-Olu that ordered us to go to the scene of the Lekki people. He gave us the order. You know, right now, the tussle for power is now between Sanwo-Olu and the military, the soldiers, the military people, whatever. So at least both of them, they are in this together. So right now, the international community, they are involved. So they actually want to find out exactly what is happening, because the souls of those that have died, they won't die in vain, definitely. So justice have to be done. They have to be brought to book, those who did the killing. So that's basically what I'm here to tell us today. And thanks for joining in, and do have a great day, and thanks for listening. I will be broadcasting when next I get any information to share with everyone here. Thank you so much for listening. I will appreciate for those of us stay online now. Kindly share this broadcast, and do have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.